Um, Basically, we are very attached to. We are very attached to outside things. It captures for us everything. Like this is what matters for us. Like this is what it is. That's it. We're so attached. According to Hasidus, this world, I mean, not only according to Hasidus, even according to science, this world is it's nothing compared to what is. Even in the physical, this world is nothing. It's a piece of sand. Not even compared to what is. Even in the science, physically. How much more so? I can't even imagine how this world is to Hashem. And a Jew is connected to Hashem. That you can change the world, that you can change reality, that you can influence reality. Okay? But we need to pull from being always reactive and very immediate about things that are around us. We need to pull out of it. But we cannot do it just become zombies, That's not the point. The point is so what do? You can't just pull out of it. It doesn't work like that. And you can't just, accept it the way that's it. It doesn't work like that. So what do? You take a few minutes a day, okay, where you getting in touch with the inner, with something that you don't see, but it's more dominant and it's more powerful. It is what is really dominating and Hashem basically the power of the truth that's behind all of this, and then you become more influential. But also, first you become more, you become more in touch, you become more influential, you become calm. Okay, so I based it. It all started with me. Why I said also 15 minutes, because the Rebbe Maharash. There is a story with the Rebbe Maharash that someone committed a sin, someone did something wrong, and he felt sorry for it. So he came to the Rebbe Maharash and he asked him to tikkun. He asked him to fix him, to give him something to do that will fix it. So the Rebbe Maharash told him that he should fast 600 fasts. So he was amazed. He was overwhelmed, and he said, "How can I don't think I can do that. It's too much for me." So he said, "Oh, what do you think? You think I meant not to eat 600 days? No, that's not. No, that's a diet." He told him, "That's diet." You hear? So this is a diet. Okay, this is not fasting. What? This is a diet? What are you talking about? We have fasts in the Jewish religion. Forget about it. He tells him this. The whole point of a fast is that because you pull out of things that you usually do, you don't eat, okay, you don't, you daven more, whatever. It's supposed to, which maybe we don't do it because we didn't think all day about food, but the point is that at least 15 minutes you sit with yourself. And he told him this: put yourself in front of yourself. Okay? Emphasize yourself over everything else. Emphasize yourself over everything else. Meaning, so for sure not to eat, not to do things, other things that will distract you from yourself. Number one. But deeper, also spiritual things don't do. Like, don't even learn books. Don't even open Hasidus book. Don't even open a Chumash. What? Bitul Torah. Don't do any of these things. Stay with yourself. Okay? So, when you come to do it, so it's based on that story. When you come to, now after 2 years, this person was, the Rebbe Rashab, the son of the Rebbe Marash, says, this person changed completely. In his words, it was changed from essence to another essence.
Wow. You can change your essence.
Mahut. He's changing the essence to essence. So I've seen Rav Arad said, he gave his own explanation. What does it mean to be changed from essence to essence? He says he was changed from the essence, from an essence of an animal soul, to an essence of a divine person. You could have seen a divine person. You have seen an animal soul. Whoever is is able to see those things. Okay. Sometimes we are, all of us, but sometimes we don't pay attention. We don't think about it in that way. But anyway, it was changed from being animalistic, meaning response, like very reactive and very like, there's nothing but what here, like the animal. Why the animal? It's yesterday's Yom, if I'm not mistaken. Why the animal cannot see? Hashem had made it that the animal eyes only look down to see the animal material. The person can look up. Se'u maro menechem, initials Shema. Se'u maro menechem. Look up to the heavens. Infinite. So he was changed. He became divine. Okay? Now, I added to it more details from a different mimer, from mimer of the, Purim Tavshin Yud Gimel, second mimer. And I gave a little bit more help from that mimer to, direction, what's going to happen. What are the things that are going to block, are going to cover yourself? I mean, isn't everything myself, no. There is 3 levels in general. Also, I'm given from another mimer now. There are, things that are familiar, that are possible to understand and to grasp. And this is animalistic. To be in touch with everything you can grasp is animalistic. Maybe some people are, are more subtle animals, but there are subtle animals in the wild as well. You have parrots, you have birds, and you have nice animals. Not every animal is an animal, right? So the definition of an animal is not like, you are an animal, That's not the definition of an animal. You can have very nice animals. They're still animals, okay? So it's not so what does it mean, an animal? In the world, those people that don't learn Hasidus, they think an animal is like an animal, and a person is down, is nice, and nice. That's it. No, there are nice animals. You have what do you have? Raccoons. You have you have the fur. You have hand-bearded cats. They're very nice. You can have monkeys that they can even serve you food. They're still animals, okay? It doesn't mean they become any close to human. Okay. So. Yeah.
How long you can do it? How often you can do it without it's very hard to do it because, or you can get so depressed of it, or you can really go out from it. It's like
depression would be an emotion. Depression is an emotion.
But how you can put it on the side?
You're not looking at. You know what you do? You don't. It's not that you put it on the side. You look at it, you don't do anything because of it, you just look at it, and at first you think that's you. You think you are depressed. But as time goes by, it's like, okay, it comes, it goes, that's not me. Meaning it's not managing my life. It's not the owner of my life. Some people, whenever they get a little bit near depression, they have to do something. They have to eat. They have to take pills. They have to kill someone. They have to, they have to, I don't know what to do. They have to do something because they don't want to be depressed. Basically, this person is crazy. Like, is like nice. All of a sudden, I think I'm getting depressed. Has to do something. So he's an animal. Because he's managed, okay, by external parts. He's not a person with free choice. You understand? He's not a person with free choice. He's managed by something else but himself. He's governed, he's controlled. He's not a free person. Okay? That's it.
How long you should do it?
Like I said, from the Rebbe Maharash, 15 minutes. It sounds a lot. It is a lot. I know it. I do it, so I know it. Okay? So, I'm trying to do it, every day. There are days that I did it, even 3 times. And there are days that I even one time, I look at the clock, it was like 22 minutes already. And I was amazed because I knew that, and sometimes, some days, I don't do it because I forget. Or some days, but for the most part, I do it. Okay?
Isn't that what davening is for? It's really
It is. It's supposed to be, we're supposed to be in Shmones like that. Supposed to be. Yeah. So, yeah.
You're saying for 15 minutes to not do anything and just be alone with yourself and just to watch your thoughts?
Yeah, watch for what's coming, and let it go. Meaning, not do anything because of what you feel or what you think. By doing that, you're basically saying to yourself, that's something that is coming to me, but it's not me. Eventually, I'll do what is going to come from me. Because all of those things that are external, are clippers, are peels that I'm peeling, and usually I identify myself with them, but it's really, I'm deeper than that. I am more than them. I'm supposed to control those things, meaning I'm supposed to control the way I feel, for example. Supposed to control. I'm supposed to decide that since Hashem wants me to be happy, it's a mitzvah. So therefore, Hashem would never command something that someone would not be able to do. Okay? So if He commands us to be b'simcha, we can be b'simcha. And if we saying, "Oh, I can't be b'simcha," I'm depressed and I don't even know how it happens, it means that a person is just too reactive. It's too superficial. He's not in touch with his true self. So he has to let it go. If you're asking me what to focus about, it's the idea is not to be focused. But if you do ask, the idea is to focus on yourself. To get to know the one that feels, the one that thinks, the one that does, the one behind those things that are done, those things that are felt, those things that are thoughts. Now, the way to get there, if you still asking what to focus about, you focus on silence. That is what you're focusing about. You're focusing on silence. Okay? There is always silence. And silence is where the self is revealed. In the silence. That's where the self is revealed, in the silence. When it gets, what happens to us is that we get lost in the noise. We become like everything is noisy and we lose the silence. We lose the silence, we lose ourselves. So should we always be quiet? No. Siyag lachokma shtika. If you do something, it has to come out of silence. Silence is also really internally like a real. Silence is the world of thoughts. But again, if you're controlled by that, it means you didn't really get there. You need to be on top. You need to come to this world out of silence, meaning out of that way you will be able to decide more. You'll be able to to decide. Able to decide. You deciding how you're going to feel, how you're going to be, how you're going to act. What you're going to want, what you're not going to want, what you're going to have pleasure of, and what you're not going to have pleasure of. It's in your hands. It sounds complicated. It's exactly the opposite. Our lives are complicated. Mm-hmm. When we're not there, we lose control of our lives. That's complicated. But doing it, it's simple. What is hard for us is the simplicity of it. It's not hard to do. We are so used to move and do, so it becomes hard. Just be with yourself. At first, a lot of people can testify on it. They partially get depressed from being with their own selves. They're bored from themselves, and that is terrible. It's mamash. If someone says, "I can't be with myself," think about it. That's the disease. That's it. That's the root.
Be with yourself?
Huh?
What if you prefer to be alone than with
defensive is an extreme.
Look, there is advantage in everything in life. You know, all of us, sometimes wants to be alone, and all of us sometimes wants to be with other people. That's it. That's how it is. Okay? If you want to be alone, be alone. If you want to be with other people, be with other people. The point is, I'm telling you, try to be alone for a week, for a month. The point is not to be alone, but whether you're alone or with other people, you need to be on top. That's all. You need to be yourself. You know, the ultimate is to be mashpia in the world, is to be in the world. That's not what I'm saying. Well, this is not the purpose of life. To be, you know, with yourself. It's not the purpose, but that's the beginning. Okay, when you come to a group of people, you can't see what everybody are thinking before you open your mouth. You should have an opinion, but how can you have an opinion when you're always reacting to other people's opinions? I told you once, there's a joke. You know, someone who was a big lamdan. So he came to heaven, to Hashem, and Hashem took him holy because he was very successful. You know, he was very unique. Hashem took him holy. So he comes to Hashem. He says to Hashem. Hashem tells him, I brought you here early because I want to hear your Chiddushei Torah. So he says to Hashem, listen, I can only give you a Chidush if you say something so I can say the opposite. You know, I don't have something of my own. You know, Hashem, you say something and I'll contradict you. That's a Chidush. That's a Chidush. A lot of time we are like that, meaning we are reacting. Responding to things that already happens. We're not creating anything. We're not really giving anything to the world. We're not doing anything really. We just we're answering emails, we're answering WhatsApp, and we're answering messages, and we're answering this, and then we always thinking whether to decide if to go by that offer that someone else offered me or not. Okay. You know what I'm saying? We're not even we didn't even start to give our light to the world, our unique light that Hashem had placed us in this wherever we are, this shlichus. Okay, we didn't even start. In a way, of course, we are everything is b'ashgacha pratit. Okay, don't get depressed because of it. Yeah, but just get the idea. Huh? There's nothing to be depressed about. Really. Huh?
Basically, like meditation. That's what it is. Because you're having control of your thoughts. Because if you're just like
we're supposed to acquire
just
control of our
sitting
thoughts.
there and you're thinking, like we're all like that. Like even before we sleep, you know, we just think about stuff. And usually what we think about is just like, oh, I have to do this tomorrow, and I have this to do, and that, and like things like that. But really now we have to take control of our thoughts.
Yeah.
And reflect, like. Because it's not easy to have control on your thoughts.
No, it's not, again, you're not
and
trying to
reflect
get
on
control. All you already have control. It's just that you're not in touch with that. That's all. So first of all, you need to be comfortable with yourself. You need to, just feel good being with yourself. You're not running away from yourself. And then it's gonna start to come from you. It's gonna start. You're gonna say, okay, I want to think about that now, and not about that. I want to, focus on that. I don't want to focus on that. You choose. You become, the owner of, you get to know the owner of your thoughts, which is you, but you didn't know. That's all. Mm.
Can you get too comfortable with yourself?
Mm-hmm.
Too comfortable, it means to run from yourself, really. You're running from yourself as well. It's the same problem. It's the same problem. Because if a person is in touch with himself, is really, he knows himself,
So
it's healthy. If a healthy person is moving, it's not a problem.
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean he's doing is moving?
He knows it's like
What is one of the signs of life is movement. Okay, so I'm not worried. All we want is to okay, let me say that in other words. But in other words, on the other hand, movement is still not the sign of a human, sign of animal, because animal is chai, chaya, chaya, wilde chaya, you know, like someone that moves, it's like an animal. We do have that aspect within us, but we have to basically put the man on the horse. Okay, there is a horse. We think, we feel, we do. Where is this person on the horse? You move here now. You do this now. Okay. Okay. You want to get the person on the horse, not the horse on the person. Basically, that's what you're trying to do. Okay, just sitting there and sitting with yourself. A few minutes. That's all. If you're not comfortable with that, you have a big problem. That's all. It means you're not comfortable with yourself. You're not comfortable. I'm comfortable, but like, if you hate the simplicity, like I'm with myself. So the focus is not to the focus on these 15 minutes is on the quiet, on the silence, and there are things that are trying to kidnap you, like depression. Kidnaps you. All of a sudden, food. You see food. Oh, I want this food. Not now. 15 minutes. No one died because of it. Or you look for something interesting. You do it. Oh, what's this? Oh, look at this. What is the ingredients of these things? What is this? We are running away from ourselves. That's it. We lie to ourselves. That's all.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah. You want to go out of Egypt. That's it. Those are the things that really leave you in Mitzrayim. Yeah. You want to get out of it. This is it. Yes, Mitzrayim. Anoichi. Where is your Anoichi? Where is yourself? That's it. Okay. I want to move on to the next thing because I'm very excited about on our Seder. We going through very thoroughly, right? On the Adon Olam, and it's really so. Last time we spoke about Vehu Keli, those words we spoke. This time we're going to go to Vechai Goali. Let me tell you, the words Vechai Goali comes from Iyov, from Job. Those words. Basically the words of the Tefillah are they're taken from the different papers in the Tanakh, and there are also some of the words are fixed a little bit. Like this one, it says in Iyov, it says Vegoali Chai, but here we say Vechai Goali. So the words are changed. Basically, all of the Mefarshim I've seen are saying generally the same idea. We said that the Adon Olam is the description of Hashem. That's the image, like that's the character traits that one should implant, in his mind, as opposed to natural images that we have over Hashem. For example, some people think Hashem is angry. Who said? Did you meet him? We have to create. Even though it's our own image, so to speak. But it's not really, because it's really based on tzaddikim research and Hashem's revelations and so on, like Tanakh and all of that. But anyway, even though it's not, you didn't get there on your own, and you should get there on your own, but still, we should have an image of Hashem in our minds. And Adon Olam is the image that we have. I'm calling it an image, but a description. Okay? When you say Hashem, what do you mean? A lot of people never think about this question, and at first, they're afraid of this question. But the truth is, how can you not ask yourself this question if you say the word Hashem so many times every day? Okay? I would assume that you want to be very specific as to what you mean. Okay? I'll give you an example. In Megillat Esther, there is no name of Hashem mentioned. Now, there is inner reasons to it, but the simple reason to it is because the Megillat Esther was translated into the present language at the time, the Persian language, whatever they had there. And since Mordechai and Esther, which they wrote the Megillah, since they knew that it's going to be translated, they didn't want Hashem's name to be there, because they knew that if they're going to say Hashem, so those Gentiles that are going to translate it, they're going to give it a name. What name? Their God. So they didn't want to say Hashem's name then. So what does it mean?
Who wrote the Megillah?
Huh?
We cut off the Megillah.
Mordechai, Esther. So we have to know what it means, and that basically Hasidus and everything, that it's all just, we're trying to connect to Hashem. At first, the beginning of the connection is knowing what you're trying to connect to. Number one. Okay? This is connection. This is how you connect. First, like each other, you want to connect with someone. How do you do? What do? You get to know him, right? Number one. That's the beginning. So that's the description. I don't know. Okay. So we went through a lot of it. Now, V'chai Goali. One of the things that we say about Hashem is V'chai Goali. Hashem is literally, what it means literally, it means Hashem is alive. And Hashem, so it's not dead, right? And it's not a joke, because for a lot of us Hashem is dead. So we have to take care of it. Meaning Hashem left in the. I know, of course, Chas v'Chalila, but there is a Chosid that used to say a lot of things that a lot of people, most of the time, would say about it. Chas v'Shalom. Like he would say, you know how they say about that? They say that what is the difference between crazy people to normal people? They say that crazy people say what normal people think. Right? So Reuven Dunin used to say, wait a second, if that's the way it is, or like that's how people think, why can't I say it? Okay? So I'm saying, I'm not, okay? I'm saying that the experience, when we see Hashem, will not necessarily mean someone that, or something that is really alive more than I'm alive, to the point that I don't feel myself because he's so alive and he's so present. That's really how it's supposed to be. He's the source of life. Okay. So that's the idea. The idea is to really also meditate on it. Yeah, mamish, think about it. Look into it, I feel alive, and I don't feel that Hashem is alive as much as I'm alive. Think about it. Right?
But Elon Milvado, like this is very.
Is it the same?
You know that story with Elon Milvado? There's a story with Elon Milvado. You want to hear?
Yeah.
There was a Chosid. He needed to borrow money, so he borrowed money from his friend in time of the Tzemach Tzedek. It was a true story. Borrowed money from him. So he said, "Can we maybe write a contract?" He said, Elon Milvado, nothing but Hashem. What, are you worried? The time came. No, where's my money? He says, come on, Elon Milvado. Elon Milvado. The money, Elon Milvado. I'm on Milvado. You Elon Milvado. So, what's the difference? Elon Milvado, what? It's like taking from my pocket, my right pocket, and put it in my left pocket. Elon Milvado, I have the money, you have the money. Come on, who cares? Right? Elon Milvado, it's all Hashem. So this Chosid didn't know what to do. I mean, he agrees that Elon Milvado, but he wants his money. So he went to the Tzemach Tzedek. Tzemach Tzedek. So, call this guy. So let's call him, right? Okay, so he says to his shamash, take this Elon Milvado guy, put it on this Elon Milvado. Take this Elon Milvado. And give him some Elon Milvado. He says, no, I'll give back the money, I'll give him the money. No problem, I'll give the money back, you know, I don't Milvado, you know, friends, you know. So, you know, so, I don't Milvado, you know, that's what you reminded me. Yeah.
But I'm serious.
Yeah, wait a second. What are you saying?
You just said Hashem is in life and we are in life. There is a question which is like, are we on the same level of life? Because there's very interesting, like I have a body, God doesn't have a body. So like it could feel like I'm more in life than him. But from the Hasid's perspective, I'm source of him, like he's a source and my source coming from him. He is like, he doesn't have like more soul, but he has like a bigger one, like a higher level of soul. So that's like making him like more in life. But because my soul is coming from him, I can say like we're on the same level of life. But then it's like how it's like possible for me and Hashem to be at the same level of life. Like how you can describe it. It's really interesting how you said. Now it's like really in my head. Like
Very good. Very
really,
good that
really
it's in your head.
confusing.
If you look at it it's in Torah, the life of the body is considered death.
Right.
It's exactly the opposite. רשעים בחייהם קוראים מתים. What is for them life is, according to the Torah, is considered death. Okay, because it ends, and they say, you know, a baby starts to die from the second he is born. He starts to get dry and die from the second he's born. So, and on the other hand, because death is basically kind of a limit, and since the body is limited, it has to do with death. Death is the ultimate limitation. Well, you know, what limits us the most? The fact that we're immortal, right? That's the highest limitation. But it's really not only when we die; it's also every second, and in every aspect, we are limited. But there is something. You know, limitation can be an expression of unlimitation as well, and that's basically what we are doing here. We're supposed to do mitzvot and to reveal Hashem's unlimitation through our own limitation. Hashem Himself, not only that Hashem is the source of life, but Hashem is life. Hashem is life. Hashem is life itself. So, I mean, Hashem is life itself, in a way. Okay, and then Hashem is even more than that because it's the source of life. And then it's even more than that because how can you say that Hashem is even a source of life? He's actually the source of life is with Him. So it's really Hashem is really higher than. But still, if you want to start to scratch the surface. So think about the word life and try to feel life without a body, because you have life. You are alive. I mean, you have a dead body, dead corpse, and you have a live body.
Right.
So think about the life without the body,
But how we can
and that is going to connect you much more. Huh?
For us, like for example, when I burn myself, like I feel the pain that's like make me feel alive. Or when I'm like very happy, like for example, like someone gives me a gift, like I feel so happy. Like I got something physical that's make me feel alive. You know what I mean? Like every time when we feel alive, it's connected to something physical, connected to somehow our body. How we can feel alive without the body? Like I got what you mean. I just can't.
But we're so used.
Yeah.
No, but
I
you
think
can't.
we mixed two things, and it's not good that we do that. You're saying, you know, you're saying, I get burned, I feel alive. I think I get burned, I feel I feel how mortal I am. But I think that not only I think that, but I know that's how. I mean, if you wanna I'll give you an advice. If you get burned and you're not gonna have a bone, you want?
What?
Like,
Yeah, we want the advice.
right?
Like you get
If you
bored.
focus that you get burned, but you're not going to have any, like it's a miracle. You're not going to feel any burn. But you have to practice in it. You have
Not
to.
gonna feel any more.
Yeah.
I tell you how. Because it depends what are you going to focus on. If you focus on life, if you be able to focus on the life, then not on the body, like on the spiritual, not on the physical, you're not gonna get burned. And it's tested, by the way, improved. I'm not really there completely all the time, whatever, but that's how Torah teaches us to be focused on the spiritual, not the physical. When you see a body, you're not supposed to see the body at all. You're supposed to see the source that makes it alive. You're supposed to see life, not body. We're not talking to dead bodies, talking to the life that is behind them. Right? We're supposed to look at the person, not at his body at all. You know? So if a person is focused on the life completely, he's not going to feel the pain of the body. But now you're saying, hey, wait a second, but I want to feel the good also.
But like, everyone feels the body. Because it's not. I think people don't. Unless you're.
Not always. You don't feel. No, it's not true. You don't feel your body. No, I'm sorry. You don't feel your body most of the time.
If you're healthy.
If you're healthy. If you're healthy and alive, you don't feel your body. If you feel your body, it's not good. That's what we mix all the time. We mix spiritual and physical. We are having a spiritual experience, and we confuse it with and we give the credit to the physical. You know, we think it's a physical experience. It's not physical; it's spiritual.
An example.
Example? Tell me an example. If someone gives you a gift, I want to use the good example. Gift. Someone gives you a gift. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
You are happy because of spiritual reasons, not because of what he gave you.
It depends.
Yeah.
It really depends, because if it's a person we really like, for example, if my dad gives me a gift, then it could be like very spiritual, and yeah, it could be like
The spirituality of it maybe is going to be more obvious. That's what you mean.
Yeah, but if like just a friend who I'm not so close with, and she give me like a gift, but like the gift physically make me more happy than the fact who gave it to me, then it's just physical. Like I got like a nice earrings or something, and I'm happy because it's a nice earrings, not because who gave it to me. You know what?
If I'll give a dead thing to a dead person, what's going to happen?
Nothing.
Nothing.
No,
Because
but
it's
also
dead,
like
dead,
someone-
dead. That's it. Everything is dead. I'm sorry. I'm very like I know, but I'm just trying to make to make a point.
Yeah, I feel it.
I'm doing well, huh? you know.
It's literally nothing to lie.
If listen. You have to test it. You need to want to see it. We're just kidding ourselves. That's all. We like it. We like we like the lie. That's all. We don't want to. By nature, we don't want to get past it, past the Gashmis. But that's not life. That's death. That's what the Torah says. It's death.
But how come people think it's like because they live in a lie? People think they get like life from Kashmirs.
Right.
Gashmis is like a capsule. It's like a capsule. Pill.
Capsule.
They have the same standard of pills, right? But in every pill there is something else, right? It's just the way that something is like capsulated. It's like a limited form, a limited, confined space. Something that. That's how. This is a miracle. Gashmis is a miracle.
Right.
Because essentially everything is everywhere. Everything is everywhere, and everything is possible. Huh? And not milvada. But in technicality, if you want to right now focus on something. You don't want everything. You want something that is limited, with certain specifics. What are you going to do? That's Gashmius. You know? It's amazing, Gashmius. It's amazing. You know, if we understand the secret of it, you know, it's amazing. It's your ability to limit, to define something. It's an amazing ability. To separate it from other things. So in a way, separation is amazing. Not if you think that it's all about separation. If you come from unity, so then you'll appreciate the ability to define something and to separate. Sometimes what you tried to say what you were trying to say is that sometimes we're happy. Sometimes the actual matter doesn't matter because it's the person that gives it.
Yeah.
Right,
it's really
right,
very
and
spiritual feeling.
right. And sometimes we are happy, like sometimes you know someone is gonna give us the gift, is gonna disrespect us, let's say, throw it on our heads. We're still gonna take it because we don't care about him. We care about it. Let's say that's what you're trying to say.
Yeah.
I know, I understand, but even then, it's spiritual, meaning it's not the material that we're happy about. It's the content. It's the meaning.
It's the meaning of a gift. Like,
It's a meaningful gift, right? It's a meaningful gift. Okay, it's the meaning that it's full of. Okay, it's the meaning of that is full of, and that is the gift. Okay, she tried to break it down a little bit. Because what's going to happen is that if it's, let's say, food, so most of us going to go in the bathroom. The meaning is going to stay, but the physical is going to go. Okay, and the same if it's you know, the package is going to go. The gas is going to go. It's gonna. This phone is new for me. The content. Thank you very much. The you know what I'm gonna be able to achieve through it. That is meaningful for me, and that's what I wanted. But the phone itself, I know it's gonna disappear. I know it's gonna break. I know. One day.
but you don't want it to be big because you want.
No, I don't care. I want it to break because then I'm going to have a better phone.
Right.
That's it. It comes and goes. I already found, after I bought it, I found a better phone than this. Yes, that's how life is. Okay, but I'm going to...
But you know, it's just in our
I'm not going to deal with that. I'm not going to do anything because I have what I need for now. 2-3 years, I'm going to have a
But
different
you know,
phone.
it's just in our generation. Like when I'm talking to my grandmother and she's telling me like, we use this for like 30 years and you use this for like a year. Like that's like their generation used everything for a longer time. So what's with
Right, you know why?
people?
It's a good question, but it's a very good question.
Because
Very
it's
good
just a generation thing. Like
Because-
generation,
right,
like
right.
a rush with
You're right.
everything.
Just
But, you know, they only tell you what was good in their times. They don't tell you what was bad. Okay? But that we get there. But all I'm saying is that I want to say another thing about what I said earlier. You said like, you don't want it to, but why would you want it to break? No. In 3 years, you will want your phone to break also. Like, you're not going to shed a tear because it's going to be old. You says, oh, good, I'm going to get a new one, you know. But you don't think about it today because today you have a new one, so you don't think what's going to happen in 3 years. But in 3 years, you're going to be somewhere else. And that's what we need to understand today. That in 3 years, we're going to be somewhere else. איזהו חכם הרואה את הנולד? Who is the smart man, that one that sees what's going to come, what's coming? You know, right?
At the same time, you shouldn't like live like that. Because that's unhealthy.
Right, and that's what you said also. And the reason why we should, according to the Torah, we should
Live in the future. nature?
respect. Wait a second. We should respect the physical and the material.
Because physical, like nothing bad in this world. All God gave it to us, the phones, the TVs, and everything. It's
We
all
should.
good.
We should
Just
respect.
don't know how
We
to
should
use it.
honor. We should take care.
Honor.
Yeah, we should honor and respect our things.
Right.
Okay, we should. Because this is the way Hashem decided. That is the way that it's going to come through. Everything is coming through it. Everything comes through material and physical. Okay? הכל היה מן העפר. Everything comes from it. So we must respect it, because that's the way that Hashem decided. כי השם בחר בנו מכל העמים, בחר בגוף הגשמי שלנו. Okay? In the end of the day, this is a trick. What we did now is a trick. This is a Kabbalistic trick. First you saying there's nothing in the Gashmius, and then you say, but you must honor the Gashmius, because there's so much in the Gashmius. It's a trick. It's a trick. You always do it. Because the way it looks from the outside, you're not going to see a tzaddik, okay, that disrespects Gashmiut. You're only going to see the real tzaddikim. You're only going to see them respecting, honoring, taking care of. Right? You're not going to see a tzaddik that acts like, disrespecting or anything. Never. We have a mitzvah, Bal Tashchis. Especially the Baal Shem Tov and the Hasidus, the body of a Jew is so precious by Hashem. Never, in the end result, in the end, like the bottom line, we must respect the Gashmis. But when you look to get something, you have to know what you're trying to get. You're trying to get spirituality. That's what you're trying to get. Okay? Give an example. If you can, it's like, if you can have a credit card as opposed to a house full of money, but the credit card has the same amount, you'll take the credit card. Why? Because you're not looking for the gashmius of it. You understand? You're looking for what? For the meaning of it. If a credit card and a house full of money are equally the same, are equal, you're going to go to the credit card. Okay?
Practicality of it.
Right. That's what it means to be a spiritual person. Less limited, basically. You're more free. You have the spiritual of it without the physical of it. The tzaddikim, if they can eat something, they can aim themselves and eat something that will give them that strength. Same. Without having to go to the bathroom so many times, they'll go in that way. But I must say that eventually in the Geula, the Gashmius, the advantage of the Gashmius is going to be also, there is something in the Gashmius. There is. But in order to get to there, like eventually, it is about a house full of money. Not money, but like silver and gold and diamonds. Because there is something in the Gashmius that you can't explain. It's just where Hashem decided to be revealed. So there is something in the Gashmius. But all I'm saying, there is a process. You got in order to come to the advantage of the Gashmius, the way it is that you eliminating something in the Gashmius, you realizing that it's not about the Gashmius, it's about the Ruchnius, and then you realize that within Ruchnius, that all that you look for is Ruchnius, so then Gashmius is the highest form of Ruchnius. But only if you come from that direction. You have to come to Gashmis from a spiritual place. If you are a spiritual person, I'll give you an example. There was a Chassid, I forgot his name, that he was a big Chassid. He used to do a lot of skafia, he would never just eat or just sleep, he would do a lot of Avodat Hashem. But he got very sick because of that, and he died in the age of like 35 or something. God forbid. I think it was like that. No. And then, on his deathbed, he said, is this the next picture? Then on his deathbed, he said, I'll give everything that I've done to become a Begir Chosid, I'll give all of it for one more day that I will be able to put tefillin. Okay, so that's amazing. So there was an older Chosid that heard it, and he said, yes, but in order to say such a thing, you need to work on yourself for those years that he worked on himself. You get the paradox?
You need to work on yourself?
You need to be a refined person to be able to come to this acknowledgement, to this recognition. So, this Chosid, was he right or wrong by doing what he did? He was half right, and that means he was wrong. But to be fully right is compiled from those two steps. First, you refine your search. Meaning you know what you're looking for. You're not looking for Gashmis. You're looking for Ruchnis. And then, when you know that you're looking for Ruchnis, then you're going to start to see the spiritual value of Gashmius. Okay? Basically, by doing one mitzvah in the Gashmius, you can fly very high. But if you don't appreciate it, if you just think it's a piece of Gashmius, it's not going to get you anywhere. You understand? Give you an example. The best of my example would be a phone. In other times, no one should take it personally, but that's what happens to all of us, including me. Don't worry. We see a phone, we look at the phone. Like you see a person with a new phone. Oh, what's his phone? What how much you pay for it? Where can I buy it? Listen, I don't want to talk to you about the phone. Come on. I bought it for what it can do, not for what it is. Look for phone. Get your phone. Do what you need. I don't want to talk about phone. I don't want to talk about the phone. People see the other phones, the other people's phone. They talk about the phone. They look at the phone. This phone has a certain character traits, something it's supposed to do. People are busy with their phones, not with what it's supposed to do. They're busy with their phones. You understand? No.
No, I get it.
Okay, good.
But not necessarily.
Of course not necessarily. Hopefully not at all. But I'm saying that's what sometimes happens. And that's an example. Okay, that's all. Yeah, we should respect our phone because otherwise we're not going to be able to do what we can do with phones. But on the other hand, if you play all day with the phone, you're not going to do anything anyway in the phone. So you better have not phone at all, But eventually you should have a phone. You should be able to tell yourself that it's all about what you can do with the phone. And therefore you must watch over the phone. It's not going to break. Okay? Because you're going to have to be busy getting another one. Because you can do amazing things with this phone. Amazing things you can do with the phone. Amazing. Okay? But days can go by and all you do is playing with your phone. So that's very tricky.
I think it's a good example for guys. But
I realized that right in the start.
What?
And then I said, I'm still going to say it because it's true for girls also. But it could be, it might be not, okay, so just, copy paste, whatever. You take it to whatever. Oh, what is this dress? Oh, what is this, whatever. You do whatever.
We got it.
You got it, right.
What can a dress do?
A dress is what you want to get with the dress, not the dress. Okay? You know, people have a lot of, I don't have to tell you, okay? You know, girls can, you know, all of their lives can be dresses. But what do you want from life? Okay? That's it. What do you want from life? You can get a lot of what you want in life with a good dress. I agree. But what do you want from life? Do you want something from life? That's it. All that you want is just another dress. That's all you want from life? To have a closet with more and more dresses? That's all you want from life?
But dress give you like so
But
many
so it's
things.
to wear the dress and do things.
Huh?
Like it's about using the tools. It's not about having the tools.
You need to have the tools to do what you need to do with the tools.
Right.
But a lot of times what happens is to a lot of people is that they accumulate a lot of wealth of what they consider wealth. If it's girls, it's going to be dresses. If it's guys, it's going to be silver and gold. I don't know what. And then they become so heavy. They can't move. You know? A guy has 30 cars. There are people with it, you know. They're not going to leave the house because most of the time they just have to decide which car they're going to take. Okay? And how much more so about girls with dresses? You know? So,
That's also
Why
scary.
we're always like,
and who suffers from it mainly? The guys. Come on already, let's go.
That's
You know?
a spiritual thing.
What? It is. No. Let me tell you something.
Like girls think they
Everything in life has spiritual and physical. Everything is compiled from physical and spiritual. Okay? Even the worst thing that you can have in mind, it also has a spiritual value. It has a godly spark. And even the highest spiritual that you can imagine also has a physical value. The Rebbe, well, it's not physical. Physical. He has the physical aspect of himself, right? But the point is to focus on the spiritual. Then you'll be more flowing. You're going to be more alive. You're not going to get stuck on each and every little thing. It's not so healthy to be stuck. Okay, being stuck is not so, I don't know. You understand? That's it. That's all it is. You don't do anything because I said. Just, if you understood, you'll use that information wisely in your own life, the way you understand. Don't say, I said that, okay? Okay? Don't say, I said, that's why you do. No. You understand the idea, and you apply it with your own wisdom, just use it for the good, You can learn Torah, and it's going to be Samachaim, the drug of life. You can learn Torah, and it'll be some of death, drug of death. You can blame everybody else, but it's really your problem. So I'm not trying to say I didn't say what I said, okay? Don't get me wrong. But I'm just saying that use it in a way that serves you. Don't use it in a way that you're going to say, but I thought it serves, let's say, me, because I said that. No. All I'm here for is like to give you something, So if you didn't understand, so don't use it. Okay? If you understood something, use what you understood. Okay? Everything is compiled from spiritual and physical. Even what I said is compiled from spiritual and physical. It's compiled from a meaning and from statements, just words. You can take the words and say, but that you said that, but you're taking it out of context. Using physicality over spirituality, it means a lot of times it mean to take something out of context. Where the opposite should be, you come from spirituality and you manifest it in the world of physical. But you are spiritual. You come from a spiritual place. You have a spiritual intention. Okay? They say, example, I experience it a lot, sometimes in a group, okay, you have people that speak a lot, and then you have this person that's like, you're not sure if he's alive or dead, he's like sitting there. And all of a sudden, after an hour, he says one word. But it's so powerful. You know? Because it comes from silence. It comes from a spiritual world. He has an inner world. So it means a lot. And that's what physical is supposed to be. It's supposed to be the super of spiritual. Physical is super spiritual. That's, or in other words, Kodesh HaKodashim, the Holy of Holies. Physical is the Holy of Holies. Not regular holy, Holy of Holies. If you know what holy is, so then you know what is Holy of Holies. And that's physical. Holy is spiritual. Holy of Holies is physical. But only if you walk in that path. Only if you start by looking for Ruchnius. If you're just looking for Gashmius, you know, so you don't have any, you feel like you have a lot, but you have nothing. Just have a lot of stuff. And it's just locking you, just in jail, you know. That has to do with the exercise that we spoke about. Because the point is not to get rid of those Gashmius. No. The point is to connect with your true self, and then you use the Gashmius as a spiritual thing. Okay?